もらっていい？
小1時間。
小1時間。
日本のヒップホップどうなの？
なるほどね。やっぱり日本は島国だから。
You know, Japan's an island country, and it has its own culture, and its own like, originality in place. And there aren't any countries joining it, so there's not as much conflict. That's what I think makes it cool. By coincidence, today I was on NHK. It's national TV. It's like BBC in UK. Teaching DJing and scratching to kids, and seeing these kids with stars in their eyes going, "I love scratching," really inspired me though. With the times pushing vinyl out, to let vinyl survive for the next generation, we need to let them know about it. To teenagers or to kids younger than that, we need to teach them about an analog vinyls, and at some stage in the future, in music class at school, they have a turntable as an instrument, and be teaching turntablism. Maybe as a special class once a week or once a month. And one of my goals is to have that realized and be a special teacher at schools teaching kids turntablism. I always find myself ending up at raw food, not heating it up, having it just the way it is. While it being where you end up, it's also its roots, and it has to be fresh. Yeah, I like Chinese food. French was good as well. Jamaican food was tasty juice. It's actually only been 2 years since I first thought about making a record. Originally thought about including sessions and a couple original tracks. It was quite vague at the start, but then I started making the tunes, and before I knew it, I had 20-30 tunes. Then I picked out the tunes I particularly liked and developed with them. Yeah, I used to have a big Farside Records selection in my library, and then in 2003 I got to play with the Farside. They were doing tour in Japan, so I had to warm up. Opportunity to do a live with them. New Flesh are there, you know, of course, the veterans of UK hip hop. You know, they were one of the acts that helped Big Dada get to where they are now. So, you know. Little Temple, there are people in the band that are my dad's age, and Haifana are a bit older, and Hanga has been one of my older friends since back in Sendai, but the root of the album was done early on. Then as we developed each song, branches stemmed from the trees, and leaves started to grow on the branches, so the tree became whole gradually while I was putting the album together. And finally the name Enter was decided right at the end of the process. I've been going to places all over the world DJing, and from about 2006 I started doing remixes for like DJ Meets the Beats, Cold Cut, Ultra Brain. If it's a highway, you're on the, maybe then Tasugai Highway High is the one. handmade gift. I made that just using scratching.
Little Tempo meets DJ Kentaro.
I try not to use too much data throughout the album. I mainly sampled live recordings of an instrument, of a scratch, of live percussion, of the flute, mainly used live raw materials and put them together in a mashup style as a DJ. For example, with Little Tempo, they gave me a live recording and I chopped out the bits I liked and made lots of different loops and hits and burned that to a CD, which I then cut up and started playing with it. What I wanted to express from the first album was a sphere of all my influences of everything, and that's why it came to be. Enter the New Ground and Trust. I also play Harvest Dance. It's a DJ tour where I'm adapting along the way and building up all the way through. It's a nationwide tour, so I'm constantly feeling my way from north to south. That link is important, plus I like VJ Gex performances, and as a turntablist, it's important to show and express what it is exactly that I'm doing. So as entertainment, people need to see what I'm doing up on the screen and add visuals to that, and you have a great form of entertainment. Also, it's just because I simply like the visual elements. Don't let an opportunity slip you by. You never know when a good opportunity can come by, and that chance might never come again. In music, words don't really matter, as in you can express yourself just through sound. It's a universal language, you know, and that's what I depend on to communicate with people from around the world, now and into the future.
小1時間